view to harmonizing the work we've done at the plenary and the groups, and then of course where there are needs to standardize, we do that and have our final draft. So we're starting with the draft from health. So let's look at the activity. Conduct 2 days quarterly non-residential. And then maybe a bit of hair better. Let me do like this. Quarterly non-residential PPTs here and mental health training for 100 stakeholders. So since it is a quarterly activity, we see that the so that's to say in a year we are targeting to train about 400, right? Good. So the output there is stakeholders train. Then when we look at the indicator, so are we comfortable looking at the indicators just as number trained, percentage of completing course, percentage of what? Because and then the indicators could be either performance indicators or what? Outcome indicators. So if we are taking the first one as our performance indicator, that will now have to be transformed to show exactly what we mean by the number of trade. Is it number of stakeholders trained? And then maybe we have to look at it disaggregated by probably sex, organizations, they come from, or even the LGS. So I think we need to standardize that because that is what will give us a lot of information when we want to evaluate at the end. So if we agree with this, then we can. So who is taking our notes to do that? Because right, performance. Okay, so we're not going to be talking about the outcome. Okay, so even at that, that performance indicator is not well. No, it's not. Is yes, is not. Is it right? So the group is here, right? And I think the best way to do it is to be taking notes. Maybe that time you were doing, they were not taking notes. And that is why they were not able to make update with the observations you raised. Mm, right. Then, yeah, and again, even if this is how it was produced, captured in the AOP, when you are doing your monitoring and evaluation framework, you cannot also just go along that line. Because when you go to look for the information, it will not be a good, evaluation report when you just mention this number thing. How does it give you the information you need for action if you want to readjust any strategy or want to go back to the drawing board? Yes. What shall we do? I think we need to sit with him. Right. We look at the larger document. There are specific means of implementing that. And we'll now use it to make necessary adjustment. Right. So then of course, we've just talked about the baseline that in the since you have a source, then it should be able to tell us what the baseline is like. Have they been doing that before or it was never done? Then if it was never done, then the baseline will be zero. And then what is our target? We said we want to be training 100 quarterly. That means our target for 2026 will be what? 400. And across 2027 and 2028, it will be 400. Okay, right. Then I think we go to the next column. No, I will not exhausted the columns this way. This way. This way. Yeah, going back. We've already looked at a hand. So it's now yes. So it's now talking about the outcome, right? So what is the outcome? Improved capacity in drug prevention and trauma counseling. Then that's among those trained, right? Good. Then the risk, low attendance. Low attendance, well, what will now result in this low attendance? Low attendance in the trainings or what? What is it telling us? Is quite right. The risk. So low attendance, we may just need to modify it due to competing duties. Because by the time you want to draw all these participants, you may not have all the 100 coming to attend the trainings because they have other responsibilities competing for the time. And you know, we are, of course, we have this issue of human resource. So I think we need to qualify the lower attendance due to competing duties. Again, another risk. We may assume that the trained um, stakeholders apply the skills they have learned, which they may not do. It's also a risk that we assume that those trained will apply, all of them will apply the skills. So right. Is another risk because it happens. I was facilitating a training on, I think it was malaria in pregnancy in one of the LG. And then I don't know what made me to start doing a kind of background check on participants because the kind of response I was getting, yes, I wasn't comfortable. So I started doing background check and I got about five people that were never health workers providing services, in the prevention of malaria in pregnancy. Yes, and when I probed further, but at the sidelines, I understood that someone put them there just so that so is a risk. So please capture this so that it will be there. When you want to do that, you now want to know whether that has been done. Of course, the mitigation, early notification, and official nominations. Okay, so early notification or early official communication to the MDS bar. So I think we should be explicit about it. Early notification or official communication to MDS for nominations, and then we have to integrate the training into the annual work plans with supervisor approval because these are some of the things that we will do to mitigate that. course, the responsible agency, right? Are they going to do that alone? Would they need the support of other agencies or MDAs like the Planning and Budget Commission? They will not need that. Yes. Right. Because the support they may need from other stakeholders like the PBC, maybe for the M&E data collection and the rest. Right. Okay. Right. So now this particular activity, are we satisfied with what we have done so far about it? Noting the comments and observations. So why was it not reflected? It should have been reflected. Right. So the next row is talking about conducting 2 days. Right. So I think these are the major corrections. Then the targets too will have to make sure they are reflected. Yes. Mhm. So if this is what is obtained throughout the document, I think so far so good with this. But we only need to make sure all these things are reflected on it. Maybe I can see some hands there. Maybe they have a few comments to make. Oh, right. Yes. Since we are doing an M&E, it should be time bound. Yes. So, first of all, sorry, 1 hour. First of all, this is the official template that we have adopted here. Any comment, any thought of addition or subtraction, stated here or forever hold to exist. So that we know that as we are going back, everybody is using this template. We don't want to come back to see modification of it or not. So this is the right time to raise any observation, any question. Because I don't have the time to come back and say it. But be assured that I will personally be disturbing you in terms of getting this work. We are ready to hold you accountable based on the timeline we are setting here so that we have this document related. Because there are other follow-up activities to this document. Possibly we might need to come up with. So we need to do it as fast as possible to ensure that we can. So each group, we all agree, right? Governance, economic empowerment and skill development. Yes. Health.
And also, there was like once the time we were giving some of the next day. Yes. Yes, yeah. So this is what we have. I don't know how visible it is, but we suggest that as a group you start something for those that can stand. Yes. Is it, is it what you want? Okay. So when is the deadline for submitting the implementation plan and MRC? Do we agree on Wednesday? So Wednesday, all the three groups will submit the finalized form. Please, who is going to be responsible for each of them? So who are the chairmen?
They're here.
Oh, Maya, getting of us, contact home address, village, uh, my economy, yes, please, village, need not
So that if he disappears,
so for health,
okay,
reviewer, for health, so by Tuesday morning, that will be what we want.
right.
You are emphasizing. Go ahead now. All right. So please, the essence of this is not to dump everything on the chairman or say it's chairman. It's just that we are calling for you to the chairman. So thank you very much for this. For those that want to continue till 12 a.m.,
08028
those that
567
are now already,
325.
because I'm sure some people are in the already.